The galaxy is mapped, except for one place, and it's where humans live. Why? In the vast emptiness of the cosmos, where stars burned like ancient fires and nebulae twisted in colors unseen by any human eye, there existed a strange anomaly. For countless generations, starfarers, explorers, and scholars of every sentient species had mapped the galaxy with unparalleled precision. The Council of Worlds, a coalition representing thousands of civilizations, had published maps spanning millions of light-years, detailing trade routes, hostile territories, and safe harbors. Yet despite the exhaustive cataloging, there was one place that refused to yield its secrets. One region of space, bounded by nothing but the relentless curiosity of those who dared approach, simply ended. The galactic map stopped abruptly at the edge of human space, leaving a void so meticulously defined that it seemed deliberate. No species could cross the invisible boundary. Ships equipped with the most advanced drives, capable of folding space itself, encountered inexplicable resistance. Communications relayed beyond the line were met with silence. Energy readings plummeted, and sensors would detect only a thick, impenetrable nothingness. The boundary had been studied, theorized, and feared for centuries. And yet, the one question that haunted every explorer, every diplomat, every scientist, remained unspoken. Why did the map stop at humans? Humans themselves seemed oblivious. Earth, a small blue-green jewel in the uncharted periphery, had risen from primitive beginnings to dominate its own corner of space with astonishing speed. Unlike other species, humans were unpredictable, ferocious in defense of their territory, and yet, unlike most conquerors, they were not expansionist beyond necessity. Every alien civilization that had attempted diplomacy, trade, or conflict with humanity found themselves unnerved by the species' paradoxical nature. Some saw ingenuity beyond comprehension, others saw savagery without precedent, and most saw both. The story begins with Captain Alara Voss, a human starship commander, known for her audacity on the bridge of the Intrepid Horizon,
We must
a
explore
ship
it.
designed for deep space exploration. Alara's crew was diverse, a blend of species and backgrounds, each handpicked for their ability to survive situations no one else could. They had been sent by the United Earth Space Authority on a mission that no one else had dared attempt, to find the edge of the galactic map and understand why it stopped at human space. The journey was perilous from the outset. Sensors fluctuated wildly as they neared the border. The stars ahead shimmered unnaturally, as if reality itself were warping. Gravity anomalies twisted the ship's path, and every attempt to send probes beyond the boundary ended in instant disintegration. Alara watched the readouts with grim fascination, noting the minute fluctuations in energy signatures that hinted at something alive, or perhaps conscious, in the void itself. "Captain, I don't like this," said Lieutenant Kale, a reptilian, engineer from the planet Viris. His scaled hands trembled slightly over the console. "The drives are fluctuating, and every probe we've sent has been vaporized. Whatever is out there doesn't just resist exploration. It actively prevents it." Alara leaned forward, her eyes fixed on the field beyond the last known star system. "Kyle, I don't care if it's alive, sentient, or a curse from the gods. We're going to find out what's there. Humanity doesn't retreat. Not now, not ever." Her words carried the weight of centuries of human history. A species that had survived plagues, wars, and cosmic catastrophes with a stubborn tenacity that others found incomprehensible, and as they approached the boundary, the void beyond seemed to pulse in response, as if acknowledging their determination. Days passed with no change. The crew grew restless, tension crackling through the corridors like static electricity. Then, one morning, the void flickered, not with light, but with something deeper, an almost imperceptible vibration in space itself. The ship's instruments went haywire. Alarms blared as the Intrepid Horizon drifted into an area where the laws of physics seemed to bend. Space folded in impossible angles, time shimmered like a mirage, and stars appeared both closer and farther away simultaneously. "It's reacting to us," whispered Dr. Celine Arcturus, the human xenopsychologist. Her voice trembled, though she would never admit fear openly. "It knows we're here, it's aware." Alara's hands tightened on the command rail. "Then we have to make ourselves understood. Humanity doesn't back down from awareness. We confront it. We survive it." And confront it they did. Using a combination of the most advanced quantum communication techniques and the human capacity for intuition, they sent a message into the void, a simple pattern of electromagnetic pulses designed to convey curiosity, intent, and presence. The void responded not with words or signals, but with an immense, overwhelming sensation of recognition. The entire ship vibrated as though the universe itself had exhaled. Then came the vision. Not a hologram, not a projection, but a reality imposed upon their minds. Every crew member saw the same thing, a network of civilizations, countless species, all catalogued, studied, and monitored. The void was not empty. It was a surveillance system, ancient beyond comprehension, created by entities that had long ascended beyond physical form. And at the center of it all, humans were missing. Or rather, humans were deliberately excluded. The entities communicated without speech, imprinting understanding directly into the consciousness of the crew. Humans were uncharted, unmonitored, and untouchable, because of something no one had foreseen. Humanity possessed an unpredictable variable: free will at a magnitude no other species could comprehend. Other civilizations were easily mapped, predicted, and controlled. Humans were not. "They don't know what we'll do," said Celine, her eyes wide as the realization dawned. "We're the anomaly. We cannot be predicted, constrained, or catalogued. That's why the map stops at us. That's why no one crosses into human space." Alara felt a surge of pride and fear simultaneously. Humans were alone in the galaxy, not because they were weak or insignificant, but because they were fundamentally untouchable in their unpredictability. Every advance, every decision, every act of survival was a new variable that the galaxy had never anticipated. It was terrifying, but it was also exhilarating. For days the crew lingered at the boundary, absorbing the revelation. Some felt fear, others felt empowerment, and some, like Alara, felt the weight of responsibility. Humans were not just another species. They were the fulcrum upon which the galaxy balanced. To act rashly could provoke the unknown entities watching from the void. To act wisely could reshape the understanding of the universe itself. Eventually, the crew made their decision. They would return to human space, carrying with them knowledge that could alter the course of galactic history. But they would not reveal the full nature of what they had seen. At least, not yet. Humanity was not ready to understand the extent of its own uniqueness, nor the silent guardians, or observers, that watched their every move from beyond the boundary. As the intrepid horizon slipped back into charted space, the stars of human territory seemed brighter, more vivid. The void receded, leaving only the usual map with its abrupt edge. The crew had faced the unknowable, survived, and returned with a truth that would remain unspoken for now. Humanity's place in the galaxy was no accident. It was an enigma, a paradox that even the oldest civilizations had learned to fear. Back on Earth, celebrations awaited the return of the explorers, though the true nature of their mission remained classified. Alara stood on the observation deck, staring out at the familiar stars and feeling the weight of destiny pressing against her chest. Humans had survived against impossible odds before, and now they faced a new truth. They were the universe's anomaly, the variable that could not be measured, predicted, or contained. And as she contemplated this revelation, she understood something profound. The galaxy did not stop at humans because of limitation, weakness, or fear. It stopped because humans were a force beyond comprehension, a spark of potential that could ignite chaos or creation on a scale no other species could achieve. The void had been a warning, a testament, and a challenge. Humanity had survived. It, and in doing so, had claimed a place in the cosmos unlike any other. No map would ever chart them completely. No civilization could ever predict their actions. And perhaps, for the first time in eons, humanity could truly understand what it meant to be free. The silence of the void was no longer ominous. It was a promise. The galaxy watched, waited, and perhaps feared the unpredictable power that was uniquely human. And humans, as they always had, would rise to meet the challenge, with courage, cunning, and the unbreakable will that had carried them from Earth to the edge of existence itself. Alara smiled. The galaxy might never understand humans, but that was irrelevant. Humans understood themselves, and that, she knew, was more than enough. The stars stretched infinitely, the void receded, and the humans sailed onward into the uncharted expanse, untethered, unmeasured, and undeniably alive.